Alright everyone, it's time to rock and roll, and it's time for more colony survival episode number 36 here in the series, and we are staring here at the likes of a very confused monster. Well, actually two of them right here in the evening already. Okay, so since the last episode, all I've done is I've added a little bit extra to our cutting of the mountain project. So we're going to be dismissing a couple of extra veterans here up from the front line. Our defenses, I think they're doing strong enough right now, so we don't need all of these guys here anymore, so we can actually start working on what's going to be, well, maybe one of the final projects, because the more I play here in the world, there's more small things that are popping up and ideas that you're getting, and also there is plans for season 2, so don't worry. Colony survival is not going to disappear anytime soon. Alright, so continuing on with our science development, the next thing that we want to unlock is going to be the steel tools. We have everything, including the blast furnace. And let's have a look. Where are they going to be made? They will be made at the copper anvil. Job done. Let's have a quick peek at our copper anvil. Hey, look at that. I actually used my green beam there to understand where I shouldn't be going. So you guys now are going to be focusing on 15 of those, which is good. Machine tool parts remain at high. Let's start to balance this out all a little bit. All right, so that will work. Then we can have you and you currently at the highest priority. You need steel ingots, steel parts, leather, and vial mineral oil. So I think we're going to be good there. And then once that has, how many in stock? 15. Let's increase that a little. Now, how long do you take to make? 78 seconds. Okay, so it's going to be a bit. There we go. Let's put you at 20. That's going to basically occupy all of the copper anvils that we have. Do we have any spare ones? 13. Do we want to get the extra people in that case to just quickly help out? Crunch time. Alright, so group number 4 is not being used. Then we're going to go and set all of this to the lowest priority on group 4. You on high priority and you make 100. And then we're just going to switch all of these guys to group number 4, which means I do need to dismiss a couple of extra people because we have 10 more regular jobs besides the fact that we have the entire construction project there going on. Job done. And not surprisingly, their main problem is they don't have steel. Now, steel is taking quite a bit of time, as expected as well, but for that, we should have a couple more of our new blast furnaces. Get the extra 2 people working on this as well, and you guys are all working onto the same. There we go. So that's a couple of the tools coming in. That's a good thing. Let's dismiss 2 more, and then we should be good to go. And there we go. We've got the first 6 steel tool parts already in our inventory, giving us an 8 times crafting speed the moment they start picking them up. So that's going to be really good. Slowly but surely, the extra blast furnaces are kicking in as well. So we're really starting to get them to properly build up our inventory stock here. Now, the other problem that definitely does need addressing still is our food stocks. We're currently around 4,300. I have the feeling that we're still dropping. We can actually check, because the main thing is going to be the chicken meals anyways, and we're consistently around 2024, so I do want that increase. Now, the sacred meals is 1, but the actual meals itself, now it looks like our chicken is slowly increasing, which should definitely be the case because we've added a 3rd in production here, but we might add a little bit more. But maybe that means that our kitchen section is actually at max capacity, and that is also fixable. We just need to add probably more cookers. There we go. In our kitchen, yeah, look at that. They are all non-stop working. Those guys are complaining because they don't have meat and they don't have wheat. So these guys are not making any of it. We will not be continuing the production of raw meat. It's not nutritious meals. They don't give us any sacred points. Not that we need them at the moment, but in case we do, I would prefer you guys to be working on something else. So that gives us 10 people to do something else. Alright, so that's 3 extra on here. And I'm going to go and find out where those blocks are made. Finally adding in a door here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to find out. It's probably the job block crafter guy, which should be hiding away somewhere along the line here. Not you, but you. You're the ones who making the cooker. You are too. Alright, so you make me... I make 20 of those. I mean, not super necessary at the moment, but better to have them than to need them and not have them. And at the moment, we need them and we don't have them. All right, so the defenses here up front are doing a pretty good job, but we are going to experiment a little bit more. I have added here, and I can quickly open this So I can't go any further because those guys will start shooting to the back as well. So we are here on the first line, and we're actually out of poison darts. Now, these are projectile traps. And projectile traps deal 2,500 damage every 10 seconds, up to 12 blocks distance. Stores up to 10 projectile trap ammo, so that's 25,000. And deals... only triggers on monsters with at least 1,000 HP. So this could potentially be a really nice early tool in order to clean out a little bit of these tanky boys. So I'm going to do one group here with a trap fixer right in front. And I think I'm going to do another one right here. But it means I need to move my poison guards here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between. We have another one there. So can I put you here? I think that is going to be perfect. Alright, look at that. So that is then all set and done. As we're going completely cuckoo here. There. Alright, yep, so we need to peek at the poisonous darts part, but that was kind of expected. Okay, so then we've got here the steppies up on over. Why can I not? I'm not sure. I already hear. I was going to say, I hear a projectile trap being filled. See, look at that. Those ones are already as well. So that's going to be 2 groups then. Potentially we could do one more, but the problem with that is, well, no, because we would be stucking up the wall again, isn't it? So we could do another group of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the spare block. And then if I first build you up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, that way we've got ourselves 3 nice groups of projectile traps to thin out the horde before it gets too bad. There. So that gives us 15. Okay, how will it can projectile trap ammo though? I mean, I know that we started to properly stock up on it. We still got 210. Yeah, that is not going to last us until forever. We're going to need to stock up on that again. And a little bit bigger and better than we've done it so far. But we'll get there. Let's have a look how that's going to work. We added a lot of tinkerers to make sure that we stick up to the 10,000 slinger ammo. Because we had that many in the front. I don't really need them anymore though. I mean, because I'm a little concerned that all of these guys have nothing to do. But we might actually put them back to work as engineers if I have the engineers benches for it. Let's have a look. How many do we have? 2 so far. Let's get these guys out of the way and let's grab some more engineers benches. There and there, because you guys need to be working on projectile trap ammo. Now we set it only to 200. Let's increase that to 500 for now. Or am I gonna go and create a separate group for just these ones? And you guys are just going to be unlimited projectile trap ammo. If you cannot do that, then you do something else. I need to get extra engineers benches. Besides getting the extra cookers, which we have a couple of stoves in here again as well. That is good. So just before we're going to put down the extra stoves, just wanted to confirm 138.47. So our stoves are doing an okay job. But if we're looking at the top corner, we're still around 4,300 meals. And that's what we were at. So we're about stable-ish, which is not good enough for me at the moment. So there, let's add those ones. I think that's going to hit in our chicken production, that we're going to need more chicken than what we currently have. You guys are just making flower pots, and we're not utilizing a whole lot of that, so yeah, there's that. Do we have the other thingy-mabob for making the sacred meals? Yes, we've got 2 other sacred altars. There we go, those 2 in there. We've got the people because we just dismissed all the tinkerers, so we're more than fine for now. So it is time that we sell a few things, not too many. The golden shield we're just going to keep. Let's sell off a little bit of this in order to get a nice stack of points. Oh, we sold off all of our jewelry. That was fast. Don't think we need it for anything anyway, so also the earthenware can go. Let's get ourselves up nice, close to the 22,000 points. It is time that we're going to go and buy ourselves a few more of these. There. 100. How many of those planter thingies do we still have the job blocks? We've got 1, so we're going to need a few more of those as well. So let's just add in an additional 25. Now let's go and find ourselves the job block crafter guy and tell him to make us another few of the wisteria harvesters in order to make sure that we can increase our production. It is here, right? Yes. Okay, so I want 10 of those. 10, we bought 100, 120. Yeah, that should about do. And we're going to increase our wisteria farm here on this side because we're now limiting our poison darts on wisteria. There, we only have 2, and that is simply not cutting it. All right, so, and this is now the plan then. I want to have 10 blocks, so I'm going to be removing you. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then here is where I want to have my job block. I'm going to go and add in the crate here, and we'll do that for all of them. There, because that way we can just give them each 1 full line, and then we place you right there. And then to finish it off nicely, we're going to be adding all the plants here in between so they can start growing already. All right, now let me start with getting all the plants down at least as far as I can in order to get them to start their growing cycle. Okay, now then we have that in that direction. Then we're going to have 1 of those blocks here as well. And from here onwards, we're going to do the same thing again. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 10. There we go. So it is a little bit different color grass. That's the way we like it and wanted it. And there we go. That is going to be our full wisteria forest, at least for now. Let's have a look that we get this up and running. And there we go. Now we're done. I'm still waiting for some of the job blocks to be crafted. And ideally, I might want to add an additional line in here. But for that, we're going to need to buy more plants. But so far, we don't have enough of the wisteria planter guys anyway. So let's actually remove you and make you look in that direction. There we go. It just makes sense that you're working in the direction. Now, why are you the other way around? There. Just because you want it to be difficult. All of the plants have been harvested at the moment, so we're just literally waiting for them to start growing, and then next day, probably, because I think it's a day cycle, we'll have a little bit more. Now, we have no more wisteria, so all of it has been turned into the poisonous darts, which is only 58. It's not that much. Really need to increase that. How we looking projectile ammo? 220. And we have -1 unemployed. That's okay, because that's for just the wisteria planters and don't really have anything to do anyways. Time to double check. There's 10 filled traps here, another 10 filled traps here, and another 10 filled traps here. That is perfect. So if that works, and if that's going to clean it out, then this one's going to be easy, because all I then have to do is just drop in another 10. Do we still have another 10? We should. Projectile traps. Now, our main concern then is going to be mainly the ammo. But for that, we already started working on increased production as well, so we should be good. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. See, so if I then build in between, they can be filled from both sides. All right, so that's going to completely deplete our stock of ammo. Well, they will not finish that today anyways, because it is too late for that. But I am fairly hopeful that that's going to help out a lot when it comes to thinning out the herd for the tanky boys. And once the tanky boys are done, yeah, look, I like this. All I'm missing, and I genuinely missing that, is a glass pane, a glass block. I mean, so we can see, not shoot through, but at least we can see what's going on the other side. Look at that, beautiful. So the tanky boys are tanking the arrows. And see, it is very selective. So all the weaker ones are being let through. And the big tankies are being taken out. Now, we need to see how far we're going to get. Now, obviously, it's going to start off here. So we can see that so far, these ones are untouched. So we didn't reach that level of shooting yet. There. So this one triggered already, but those guys are not empty yet. They've got 10 shots each, I think. So once this one starts to get empty, then we need to have a look how far we get. But it is 11 p.m. Yeah, look at the poisonous darts. Those guys are also nicely taking their damage over time. So, and they each kind of filter out different stages, I think. Let's have a quick look. What does the poisonous guard take out? Deals 8 over 45. Okay, so it automatically targets whatever is closest to the 1800, but I have not seen any of the poisonous guys, the ones that have been shot, been taken out by one of the traps. The poisonous guards take care of one type, the traps take care of the next one, so it's really thinning out the herd nicely before they're going to make it here. We are out of musket ammo because we are out of gunpowder. So we've reached 4 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see, these ones are still green, which means those projectile traps did not fire a single one at the moment. So even if there's still more coming in, we should be absolutely fine, because these guys are shooting every once in a while, but we still have all of these ones. Now, those ones are red because they never got filled, but the ones that are filled, look at them. Pew. Taking out all of the tanky boys is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love the projectile traps. How we're looking. We've got how much ammo in store for that thing? 183, and we just added a couple of them to continue making more of it. So yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, so looking at our food, there we go. That was exactly it. We've added the extra cookers, and look at that. We're back up to 800 chicken meals. We've got 5,000 meals back again here in store. We've got the cabbage, we've got the chicken. It's relatively balanced at the moment. I do see that the barley is slowly dropping a little bit, but that is okay. We still have nearly 30,000 in stock, so we're more than fine on that side. Plus, the sacred meals were doing good as well. Plus, they consume it quite a bit, so we are really, really looking good on that side. Cokes were good at 700. Steel is okay-ish, but slowly increasing. Musket ammo is the problem, and for the musket ammo, we're going to need more gunpowder, which I think exactly is what the problem is at the moment. And I need to fit in a couple of additional alchemists. The question is, where? Well, that question's been answered right next to the others. Okay, so I've added a couple of extra wood splitters as well, because we are now working again with quite a lot of copper, and copper is made in the furnace, and the furnace uses firewood, and our firewood is very, very low. So yeah, a couple of people just working solely on the firewood, and the steel tool parts, we're now at a decent level. At least we were when I checked. Yeah, we got 63. It's relatively stable in there. So I think the guys by themselves can manage. This still seems to be quite stable. Food still around 5,000. So surely, slowly but surely, it starts to balance out. And look at that. Plenty of wisteria plants ready for harvesting. Now all we need to do is get the job blocks on there. All right, there we go. 10 of them. We only have 4 wisteria plants left, but we'll just make them face in that direction. Now, I think we should be adding a few more anyways, because as it looks, those guys have either finished these ones or they give preference to go into this direction because it's more in the middle, which could technically be relatively easily solved. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we take this one out? But then I also need to have a crate here, so then I need to add 2 wisteria plants here. Oh yeah, let's grab them there, and then we take you out as well as you, and we then need to replace you for the heat grass as well. Let's have a look if we can make this work. All right, that's going to be then the end result. So it's not symmetrical just because we can. It's 5 on that side, it's 6 on this side. So technically each line has, instead of 2021, which should be okay. Hopefully they can pull all of them off, and that is going to increase our poisonous darts. And then looking back into our science trees here, I think it is about time that we're going to unlock the launcher steel glider. Not sure if we're actually going to be using it, but at least we're going to have a look at it as to what it is, how it works, and if we can fly that thing better than the one that we currently have. Tabulating machine, absolutely. That's going to be one of the next levels that we need to get. What do you take? I mean, you're increasing by 25. That is fine. Books and knowledge is fine. Science chest, we have more than enough. Okay, let's unlock the horizontal elevator as well. And then the tabulating machine is almost, we're a little bit shy on colony points, and we also need 12,000 colony points for advanced geometry. Now, I have no idea what this one does. The Wingdings Builder 3D. That's amazing that that unlocks. I have no idea what he does, but sure thing. All right, so we need to get to selling a few things again. I'm going to be selling 5 of these just because we can. And here we're just going to sell a whole stack again. there. Now, we do have quite a bit of linen as well. Not that much. We do have quite a bit of linen still. We still have quite some earthenware as well that we can sell off. But let's go a little bit more. There we go. That brings us right above where we need to be. Science, first tabulating machine, and then advanced geometry. Boom. Okay, so now we need punch cards, luxury chests, science chests, and colony points 15,000. That's going to be our next aim. Okay, so it is 7 o'clock in the morning, which means they should technically be fully restocking all of the traps that we've used. So I quickly want to have a look if they have done so already and how far they're at. And then, of course, we did have a quick look already at what we have in inventory, which is 117 at the moment. But let's have a look how we're looking with the restocking. All of them are full. These ones are still in progress. Okay, so we had 8 or 9 of them empty. There we go. Let's help a hand. Or a hand cannon in this case. So it looks like nearly all of them or all of them are restocked. We are almost out of projectile trap ammo. We've got 28. Now, I know that they're making some more, but that's kind of meaning that we're right there at the balance, which is both a good and a bad thing, because we're going to get an increase in monster count again. And for that, we need to make sure that we're ready. Although, I don't see anything walking around anymore. Which means these guys have done an amazing job so far. And I'm just looking at our inventories here. No gunpowder, we knew that. We need some more alchemist benches. Slowly but surely we're increasing them. Saltpeter is made in the composting bin using chicken excrement, which we have some, so we need to have a stick. We need to quickly stick our nose in there too. But silica sand is at 0, which shouldn't be, because we have a couple of people digging that out, but maybe we need to add a few to that as well. I think that was in the heat. Let's first though quickly stick our nose into the composting bin, making sure that that is all set and well. I think we have them up here. Look at me being semi-competent for a change. Okay, so we've got you. You're under second priority, but only 10. Yeah, that's not going to help. Let's increase you to 100. And that should balance that out a little bit better. And then the next thing is, yeah, you need gunpowder, which is your limiting factor. And gunpowder, I thought we had some more alchemist. Yes, right here. And you're lacking on the saltpeter. Right, so I did make a slight adjustment here. Once we are over 600 cokes, I want them to start focusing on the iron bloom as well. Although the iron bloom here is 19 seconds, the blast furnace does do it faster. 15 seconds, but let's have a quick look at the balance here. So that's 15 seconds and that's 15 seconds. So if I'm going to have you on group 1 and I put you on group number 2, which means you have this as a priority and you have that as a priority, that should technically work, because those two should keep each other pretty much in balance. So we've got group 1, group 2, group 1, group 2, group 1, and then you are on group number 2 going forward. For you, we need to move you, and we will add you onto here, there, and then we have one more blast furnace, hopefully in here. We do 2. There we go. So you are group 1, so you go to group number 2. There we go, look at that. Now, we are -2 at the moment. I am going to be moving you here as well. So you go back on group number 2. I think you guys can walk around there. If not, we'll just make a walkway through here, because this way we've got all the blast furnaces nicely lined up. All right, another metal lathe, because we can. And then the next one we're going to get is going to go right up here too. These engineers, they're going to get reassigned. There we go, to this side. Let's do the same with these two, just to get things slightly lined up again, because at the moment it's kind of all over the place, and yeah, that doesn't work either. And that explains everything, because steel ingots require silica sand. That's why we're running out. So since we're pumping out quite a bit, I do have them working on quite a bit more iron bloom as well, and they're going to be alternating, so that's going to be good, but we need to get ourselves more silica sand. All right, off to the heats it is. And there we go, in a nice pink, purple, magenta-ish colors, fields full of cotton. That's a good thing. All right, let's go head inside. Let's have a look how we're doing, because the silica sand is coming from this level right here. Yeah, and there's just 8 of them, and that ain't cutting it anymore. So let's dig out a little bit more. Let's get a few more of these guys set up here. We have some beds available, so we should be okay. And there we go. With the help of a few special diggers, we got this nice and fast emptied out. They should nearly be done, so we can just utilize the same guys again and just dump them straight onto the miners' jobs. There we have them. It's always a hard time to find them. There we go. And let's get another 1, 2, 3, 4 right set here. Couple of crates in between. And then, well, since we can, 1, 2, 3, and 4 more. There we go. So we need to hire 10 additional people. We can do. Threat level here, 18.1. I think we should still be absolutely fine with all the security measures that we have in place. If those projectile traps, those dropper traps, and all those guards are not going to safeguard this place, then, well, they deserve what they have coming for them. Like a stance now, we should be able to slowly but surely produce a little bit more steel as well. So these guys are working on iron bloom. Those ones are already starting to alternate again back onto the steel ingots, which is exactly how it's been set up. Absolutely perfect. All right, so it is now heading towards evening time. Again, it's 7 p.m. We've got 350 poison darts, which is really, really good. We've got 300 projectile trap ammo. So we are fully stocked for what we potentially would need at this point. And the evening is just getting started, which means our production cycles are relatively stable. And from what it looks at the moment, they're keeping up with what we need. Alright, so far we've been just sitting up here. Now, the poisonous guards are doing a pretty good job, and the muskets guy and the musketeer, he's actually shooting the same target as the poisonous guards are shooting. Now, not necessarily a bad thing, because by the time he shoots them, they're not instant kills anyway, so at least combined between the two of them, they're pretty much ticking on the same. Weeding out quite a few of those guys. Let's have a look, because I'm kind of curious to see if any of them are going to get triggered by the last traps here on the way back, because I think we're still at the stage where everything is being taken care of on the way from there to here, and nothing triggers the traps here on the lane that is closest to us. Right here, that is the point of being filtered for our slinger guards. And they cope with a lot of them. It's a heap. Well, I do dare to say that this seems to be relatively successful out here. Seeing them within the herd. Now, these traps have not been set off yet. And then when we're looking at here... okay, so here we've got the first traps that are empty, which actually is not even that bad. I mean, it is 1 o'clock in the night. And look at all the other traps that we still have. So we're all looking good there, and here we still have traps that have not set off at all. Talking about it, this one doesn't have the little ridge that we want. There, just making sure that we have everything nicely aligned. Yeah, definitely considering this a success, because this is just the first lane where the hand cannon guards on my side have not shot a single shot so far this night. So yeah, 4 a.m. and these guys didn't lift a finger. That is definitely a good thing. And as we are wandering off there, we have the day guards already coming on duty. But I'm really thinking that we're just going to be dismissing the rest of the guys up there. We do need to set the next stage here of the mountain clearing project as well. Because so far, I mean, they've done a lot already. And we're going to get up to a nice level. Let's see if we can pull out the rest of the mountain from there. Alright, so that is going to be another big chunk that will be taken out. It's the same as this one all the way until the end. That was the tower I've built in order to cover the entire mountain area. So let's just get a nice stack of jobs back up here. We do have quite a few colonists who don't have anything to do at the moment. There we go. And then from here, I'm going to remove this one and we'll just build a similar block again on the other side. Okay, so yeah, this one definitely done cleaner than this one because it's, again, one too close by. But I'm not going to go jump all the way back up there to build another tower in order to set it again. They'll just have to make do with whatever they have at the moment. All right, now I do have a couple of additional spaces available. And I think we've reached the point where we're going to be removing all of the safeguards here. Oh wow, all right, that's it. So we have all of our traps left. I'm not going to remove those ones yet, and these are just dead day guards, just a couple of crossbowmen, which hopefully are not going to be doing anything, but we'll leave those ones standing around for just a couple of days extra, just to stay on the safe side. But I really think that we're going to be more than fine to tear all of this down and just continue the path forward, and then we can have a look that we can utilize this space slightly differently. All right, and there we've placed down our steel glider launcher as well. We do need to take that for a spin just to test it out to see if we can actually fly that thing a little bit better, but that's going to be for the next episode. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please do remember to hit that like button. Of course, if you want to see more here of colony survival, then subscribe to the channel. If you got ideas what we need to do, fix the defenses, traps, specific constructions, we are really nearing the end of all of this, because we now need the punch cards, for which we need the tabulating machine, but after that it's the grenade launchers, and then it's just a matter of getting all the way up to prestige 5, which is just produce a lot and increase your monster threat. So we are ready, and we are getting to stages where we can do some experimenting. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next one.